Maybe I'm blinded by a vision of you.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Niagara Wine Videos. I'm Brad, and I bring you the story behind Niagara's finest wines. And I'm standing here with the head winemaker and owner of Reimer Winery, Art Reimer. And we're going to taste his, it's a 2008...
No, 2009 Cabernet Rosé. 2009 wasn't the hottest year, and Cabernet always is the last to ripen.
Yeah.
And so we sold some of it, and I made some into a blend. But I thought, well, I'm going to try making a rosé. I've never made rosé before, and I thought, well, because they were a little on the acidic side, which is perfect though for rosés.
In 2009.
Yes, because the season wasn't the
Did it start off hot, or was it kind of? There was one year I can't remember what it was. It was. I don't know if the sun didn't come out at all that year. It was kind of
it was
overcast the whole time.
Yeah, it was a cool, rainy, and
but finished off hot, or
not even that well. It was. I mean, it got better in the fall and saved our bacon. Put it that way.
So, okay.
But
so acidity you get from
nice acidity from. I wouldn't say underripe grapes, but they just didn't fully mature that year, some of them. And what my plan was, and which I did do, is I pressed off, crushed and pressed off the juice directly into the tank, and I'll pour some in, and it still had a beautiful, which I find a nice color, considering it didn't ferment on the skins at all. And what I did is I put the skins back, which is traditional, in with the other grapes which were fermenting, so to get extra flavor and extraction from those skins. But the juice was pressed off and made this rosé.
All right, so that's how, just for everybody who's watching, that's how you get color, right? From the skins, right?
But
so why would you remove them?
You remove the juice, but the skins get added back with the rest of the skins, which are fermenting. So just to give it that in a cooler year, it just gives that extra color extraction, which is hard to get anyways in our climate, good red color extraction. So in a more difficult or challenging year, that's the proper term, challenging. You know, every year is a little different for each variety. It's not perfect every year for everything.
As a winemaker, I've heard winemakers, they love to make rosé for some reason. You know, there's all the varietals, but the rosé, I've never met a winemaker who didn't actually love the rosé that they made for some reason.
Well, I'll tell you.
What's with that?
I don't know. This is my favorite to drink in this hot climate or weather what we're having right now, because it's acidic and it has more flavor than a white. Yeah, because you get some of some extract out of the red grapes, and I just the flavors. I would have to say more refreshing. Yeah. And it's a little, I wouldn't say it's more challenging to make a rosé. It's like, just a different technique.
I love rosé, but I don't know if I love rosé from all parts of the world. I know that the ones I've had here, I like the style. I find it's like you said, you get like the characteristics and nuances of red wine and a little bit in your, but they're refreshing. Maybe that's why they're the go-to wine everybody drinks while they're.
I hope, and that's there has been a mistake of some going to a sweet, putting too much sugar, residual sugar in, and that's not really the purpose. Like the best compliment I ever had was from a French person, and this was indirectly relayed to me, is that this was one of the first that she had in North America that tasted like a French rosé.
Okay, yeah.
And I thought, well, that's a perfect compliment, because that's what I'm aiming for. I'm not. It won't always
be a dry style. And
yes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get a shot of the color for everybody to see here. It's really nice. It's like an orange blossom color. It's kind of neat.
And this is 100% Cabernet Sauvignon.
Okay, so and when you say that, does that mean it's like from one vineyard specifically?
Yes, and one variety, right? Okay. So it's not a blend. A lot of wineries, and there's nothing wrong with that, will blend different varieties for their rosé, and
this is not that it we could go into that later, means anything, but is it all estate grown fruit here, or is this something that
Yeah,
so it's
we
all
only
estate grown? Okay.
make wine for our own.
Oh, really? So that's pretty interesting. So then you have total control of vineyards,
Yeah.
and you farm everything yourself, all your blood, sweat, tears, going everything.
Well, we are also going organic. This will be our first year that we're certified.
Okay.
Those grapes were grown organically, but it's not legal to put that on there yet.
Okay.
We do have it on the back that they're grown organically, but
Yeah.
they're not organic. But
I did read that you were really into the organic
Yeah.
movement, and that everything is farmed organic. So
Yes.
so that's pretty neat.
that's
It's much more challenging, right?
it's again a challenge, yeah. And there's nothing wrong with challenges. You know, people seem, and I think that's today's society tend to shy away from challenges.
Right, yeah.
And
But that seems like that's the movement, though. Everyone wants to be, or I don't know if it's just the big names have picked up on it now, because that's the socially.
in some aspects,
Environmental,
I mean, it's a marketing tool for some,
Right, right.
but that was never our intent.
Yeah.
And in fact, there's some wineries who don't put the organic because it can have a negative connotation
Sure.
to some people.
Right.
But we're going to be honest, and this is what we do. It's what we believe in. And
So I don't want to lie. I've tasted this wine before.
oh, good.
My first time here.
Oh,
which
great.
was last week, and I loved it. Right, but it had a unique flavor to it. I remember when I can see if I can pick it up again. I mean, yeah, it smells like it would be sweet because it's got a really nice nose, right? Almost like it's like ice wine.
That's the nose, yes. It's a bit deceiving in that sense
Yeah,
because
really
people
nice
sometimes taste it and then
Smell it, think, oh, I might not like that. It's
Yeah.
not sweet. Really nice and smooth. Beautiful rosé, and
well, thank you. I'm really happy that the way this turned out. This was my first try at a rosé commercially, and I'm happy that it turned out this way. And we're going to replicate it again this vintage, definitely.
and I heard you won an award for this wine.
Yes,
Is that true? Or?
in the Finger Lakes, it was a silver, I think.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Down in the Finger
I
Lakes.
gotta be honest, when I tasted this wine, I tasted all your wines. I like this one the best. I really did. I really
Good.
liked this one the best. I thought it was amazing and different. And I thought it had I'm not getting as much now, but maybe
Well, I think
I thought it had like almost a red pepper jelly taste to it.
this bottle has been opened for probably a day or two. Maybe we should have opened a new one.
It's,
Sometimes a little of the nuances kind of disperse, but
but you had like this. Yeah, I still get a little bit of it. Now it's like like that. I can just describe it as that red pepper jelly that you get. And you put,
yes,
people make that homemade jelly, and it's got that sweet sour.
yes, you're right. Yeah.
That's what I tasted right away. I said, "Wow, that's incredible! Like, who doesn't want to drink that?" You put that with cheese and like a brie or whatever.
Yes.
and, that's incredible. Yeah. So great wine.
No, this is actually it's selling. It took a little while, and I think the problem is, in general, we maybe release our wines too quick. This is only an 09.
Yeah.
It's not that old, and you bottle it, and it all kinds has to age a little bit in the bottle. And I think last year was still a little young, but this year the sales have really taken off.
Yeah.
The award didn't hurt, right? But I think it's gelled. It's come together now.
So you think a rosé like this for on a vintage year that makes a nice acidic wine probably only needs aging like a year in bottle.
Yes.
And then drink. You wouldn't. I mean, this is something you don't want to hold on to.
No. Although I
You wanna
don't
drink
think
what's
even
fresh.
4 to 5. Yes, that's the whole. You want it crisp and fresh, and it's an 09, so it's really, I think, drinking well right now.
Yeah.
So, and in this, well, we're having this beautiful
Yeah.
hot weather. You chill this down, you sit on a patio,
Yeah, exactly.
even on its own, it drinks well.
And that's why you sweat and you drink the wine, yeah. And so take us to the vineyard. So what kind of, I'm not familiar with all the soil types.
Oh, okay.
I know there's a ton of them, most of them are sandy looms in this area, is that?
Well,
or-
no, here we're more on a clay loam.
Okay.
Because this was all lake bottom at one point, and so there's different sections how the outwash came, right? And here it's clay, more towards a river. It's really sandy. It's like beach sand.
Right.
But here it's
More clay.
heavier clay, and which is good. I mean, for the reds.
And that's what the Cabernet is
Yeah.
planted in. Yeah.
Well, this whole farm is there's a little sandier sections.
Any rocky? Is there,
Oh, we got lots of rocks.
Yeah.
This farm is.
and like hard to farm type. Is that what they like? I mean, the more I read it, the worse the soil, the rockier the soil, the more it struggles. The more concentrated the wine.
I wouldn't disagree with that, but it is a challenge for the farmer when he's going through with his equipment.
Right.
You know, words are always said when something breaks because of the rocks, but. In general, sure. I mean, they gather up heat, they disperse the grounds for water penetration. I mean, they're really not bad. I mean, you can't grow anything right on it, like a vegetable, but
no limestone then in this area.
I wouldn't say limestone.
I know on the bench they're really always talking about their limestone deposits.
We're asking about stone, like these. Okay, that's a little bit of gravel, but everything else is just. Not natural, like we got stones. You want stones? You want to build this stone house? Come out here, and it won't even depreciate the land anything.
So this is the Gamay vineyard you're talking about, or
it's the biggest block I have on my whole farm is of Gamay. It's about 4 acres. It wraps around this the winery. Why did I grow it here or plant it here? Gamay, like this is a fairly rich soil actually. And Gamay does well in that, but a lot of rock, which is good. It's a clay loam, but a lot of rock. Like this is a brick. That's not. But this is a rock, and that's a rock. And look over there.
You can clearly
all the
see,
rocks.
like when you back up, all the rocks everywhere.
Oh yeah, and my poor boy, he's every year he's out picking big rocks because they do a little bit of damage on your equipment. Not that I really don't want them. It's just. At some point you have to say enough's enough. So we collect. And we, because we're organic, we don't weed spray, no weed spraying, we just grape hoe with a mechanical grape hoe. So there's always a little bit of grass growing.
So if people want to taste your 2009 Cabernet Rosé, they have to get it. I mean, this must be pretty small production, right? What's the
like? It was about 100 cases.
100 cases. So and that comes from a vineyard size that's
a little over 2 acres.
2 acres. So everything's really small.
Yeah.
And so I wonder. I mean, you wouldn't know offhand what you have left of this, but if you want the 2009 Cabernet Rosé and you want to taste an award-winning wine, I guess you have to get down here.
Pronto, yeah. No, actually, my wife is selling it quite well, and I think she's even going to a restaurant. I'm not sure if with this one, but I hope so because this is the time of the year you want to.
Well, it's an amazing wine.
Oh, thank you.
That's awesome. Thanks, Eric.
Oh, cheers.